In this video, we react to the Season 1 debut of Secret Invasion. Welcome back to Eat Sleep Nerd. In this video, we are reacting, discussing, and reviewing the first episode of Secret Invasion on Disney+. I am your dorky DJ, Corey Winter, and as always, joining me is my nerdy brother Josh Winter, and our geeky friends, Jason Summer down there in the little box in the corner, and Christian James.
Yeah.
And happy birthday to Corey.
Woo!
We're recording on Corey's birthday.
We can't sing happy birthday or we have to pay someone.
I think it's in public domain now. I think it's public domain now.
Is that why we started hearing it in movies and TV shows again?
I believe so, yes.
Interesting.
Anyway, but happy birthday, Corey.
Thanks.
He's a rightful age of 15.
Times 2. So, Secret Invasion, Marvel's dad show. I loved it. It was great.
Oh yeah, it started off, the way it was, but
Yes.
Please say more.
But yeah, you could tell that it's going in a direction of real grit, and it seems like Samuel L. Jackson's having a really good time. I'm pretty happy about that.
It's a spy show. Like
Yes.
calling it I'm assuming the dad show is like the reference to all the Amazon dad shows.
Yeah.
Right. So Jack Ryan.
Okay. All right.
And,
I was like,
and all of them. Okay. So no, I mean, it's definitely the vibe they're going for.
Yep.
You can tell. It is the least Marvel-y feeling Marvel show I think we've had so far.
Which is why I love it so much.
I was going to say, and here lately, that's a good thing, I would say. But it has, if you're going to compare it to one of the movies, it has Winter Soldier vibes.
Very much so.
Like it's.
I would even say it's still even pretty unique compared to that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the thing that was so great about Winter Soldier was they made a spy movie that happened to have a superhero in it.
Yes.
This kind of feels like the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a conspiracy thriller spy show that happens to star Nick Fury and be about aliens.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
yeah.
Jason, what do the people in northern Wisconsin think?
Cheesy.
Uh,
Oh no. So one of the things that I'm really glad that they did was they did address the age of Nick Fury / Samuel L. Jackson. They didn't make him like a spy. He's
You just wanted to say surprise.
they're being a little more realistic about that. So, which was one of my biggest gripes when they tried to de-age him in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Was he looked like a 70-year-old fighting and running. So I appreciated that. Now before I say anything else, I want to say I go into these things wanting to enjoy them. I am not looking for problems.
That's never a good
I
start.
am not looking to dislike things.
I feel a butt coming.
yeah, this is a big old J-Lo butt coming.
I don't know if we can say that, but all right.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible.
But
I found it kind of blah. I didn't find it interesting. I didn't find it captivating. I found no reason to want to continue to watch it, except the fact that we're going to be covering it.
So that seems to be the general consensus around the internet is that not a lot happens in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, I kind of liked that. I kind of liked that it wasn't really even a setup episode. It was just kind of like setting the groundwork.
It is like a continuation from somewhere. It doesn't have to necessarily be one movie, but it's like, yeah, we know he's been in space for a long time. He's come back and we're moving on with the story. But like just the overall thing about it for me was the fact that it started off, I guess you can call it slow, but like people want something to happen so bad off the jump. It's like if something happens like really big, where else can you go? from there after that.
Yeah, and you got to remember it's a series. It's not a movie, right? Movies you open up with a big bang because, I mean, you have 2 hours. You've got to get the ball rolling really quick.
Yeah.
This is going to take some time. I feel like this is as good a time as any to give the quick recap. Fury returns from space at the behest of Miss Hill, and they have discovered that the Skrulls, who we know have been on the Earth for about 30 years, a splinter faction of them have broken off and are essentially trying to ignite World War III, or at least reignite the Cold War between America and the U.S. Because that's just what bad guys do. I'm kind of with Jason. In and of itself, that premise is not overwhelmingly captivating and interesting to me. I'm hoping that plot line develops a little bit more. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, well, there's art imitating life again.
Well, yeah, they added the extra spice of
aliens.
But specifically these aliens.
It's like the History Channel. Aliens.
But like specifically these aliens have been trying to find a home for the past 30 years.
They're tired of waiting.
And they're tired of waiting.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's a okay plot, but they added a little sea salt on top
of it.
Zuz.
Yeah.
So this feeling of Earth post blip is very bleak between Falcon and the Winter Soldier in this movie and whatever glimpses we're getting from the Spider-Man movies.
Mm-hmm.
There's the kind of the hopefulness and the
fun,
the fun and the possibility of good things that were everything prior to Endgame has been missing from Marvel. And I think for me, that it just kind of hit. That's what's one of the things that are missing.
We'll see.
And that is resonating, and that's carrying over into this series. It's like the Earth is in turmoil. Nothing's good. Nothing's happy. And things just suck. And we're just continuing that with
So here's the thing. That might just be a preference thing because I love the dark and gloomy, no hope type of Marvel stuff. Because that's what Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War did so well, is that there was no hope and fun in those movies. It was dark. And like Winter Soldier was all about the conspiracy theory about how the government's corrupt and everything's going to crap.
Right.
This is just kind of continuing
that was so well
film.
done. And it was a standalone.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the status quo for everything. It was a movie that was like dealing with some really, the internals are mucked up. Like, oh no, but
I think it's just kind of the world that Nick Fury kind of brings with him. Like whenever he shows up, it's not going to be good. So,
but like speaking of him,
valid point.
To go off of what you said, Jason, it's like the show made me realize something that they kept going back to ever since the blip. He hasn't been the same. So you could almost account that for everyone that came back after the blip, that they're a little bit different. So it's never going to be the same again. And that's kind of the direction I feel like they're going now, with it being so bleak and just like, wow, very gray.
Now, I do feel like if that is a plot line that gets explored and we turn this into a Nick Fury character study, that could be very, very, very good. Like, to me, if this was more of an excuse to just do a Nick Fury TV show where we get to spend a lot of time with Nick Fury and really get to know a character who's always been just barely off center as far as character focus goes. Like, he's been in a gajillion movies.
Yes.
He's never been a main character, right? Like, he's been an important character, but not a main character. So if this is the excuse to give us the Nick Fury movie, totally down.
Yeah.
But then it has to capitalize on turning this into a character study of Nick Fury. So to me, I don't really care about the plot. I want to see what they do with Nick Fury. Especially since Sam Jackson is a gajillion years old. He's not going to be able to keep doing this forever. This could very well be the swan song for Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Speaking of that, they
Oh, no, stop. We gotta do the spoiler thing. God.
We've talked about
Spoilers.
everything in the show so far.
That's like the
So
big...
we can you can do okay. Speaking of which, cut spoiler alert and then come back to it.
Just saying.
I was-
It's not like we haven't had spoilers up until now.
We haven't really. We haven't talked about any
We
big
talked
plot
about the
points.
entire plot of the episode.
Not really. All right. So let's get into the breakdown of the episode. So starting from the top, we get a good look at Martin Freeman showing back up as Agent Ross. We haven't seen him in a little bit. And that really set the tone for me in that scene because it was all about the conspiracy theory of the Skrulls are planning something, and that creepy guy was like losing his mind about all, like he had the classic like everything plastered on the wall, like all the dots connecting and stuff. So I loved that little setup to the show. So Martin Freeman's back. Woohoo! Woo.
But was he
Briefly.
back?
Well, Martin Freeman, the character.
Oh
or
yeah,
the actor. Yeah.
the
Oh, the
actor
actor, yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ends up just turning into or becoming or
Revealing. that he was.
reveals that
Yeah.
he was a scroll. Yeah, and that's the whole other thing that I'm like what Josh is saying. If it comes to like a character study on Nick Fury, cool, that'd be great. But also the whole thing behind you don't know who is who or
Yeah.
how long these people have been gone. Because we had a discussion like during the show that Nick went up like on a walk, and it was like should he be the person to be walking around because he's been dead for 8 years.
Yeah.
So it's like it'd be really interesting to go into like his thought patterns of actually being in the field, other than being the guy in the chair, being like, "Hey, go over there."
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
But as
kind
we,
of a return to form
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
but as we found out, he wasn't really like he was planning to get abducted by that person.
Yes.
He was kind of counted on being.
Yeah.
He was kind of counting on being.
He wanted to be
noticed.
seen.
Yeah.
So you got a couple things going on. So you also had, this is also based on the promise that we were going to that humans
Humans.
humans we're gonna help the Skrulls find a home. And so you've got this whole, like Corey was saying earlier, whole the disenfranchised group of Skrulls that are no longer waiting for help, and they've split off, and they're trying to create World War III so that they can create an environment that's conducive to Skrulls but knocks out humans, which is a nuclear fallout. Also, the main character Skrull, Talus, his daughter is one of the higher ups
Gaia.
on Gaia. She's one of the higher ups on,
Played by Emilia
on the
Clarke.
faction. Yes, played by Emilia Clarke. Quite actually, she was kind of the standout actor on this. As was what is his name? The guy that played Talus.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn. Yes, those two were standout actors for me on this one. And so you've got this conflicting family dynamic going on with them, as well as they're on either side of this battle.
Yeah. So that was the intro. So the big controversial thing coming out of this debut episode of the show is that we found out that the main title sequence is all generated by AI. No actual artist made that intro title sequence, and people are up in arms about it.
They took our jobs.
I mean,
It's a South Park reference, Jason.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about what the. No, I was thinking about the AI intro. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Until
Once you
now.
know, you can see it.
Now,
But-
some people have
Oh
pointed
yeah.
out.
Now I know. I can see it. Yeah.
Some people have pointed out that there actually was still a team in the credits that was assigned as the people that made the main title sequence. So it's kind of sounding like AI made the images and like there were still humans that kind of like stitched everything together.
Or they wrote down the names of the people who type stuff into the search bar.
Maybe.
yeah,
Maybe.
like White House with green sky. Boom, there it is.
But people losing their jobs potentially over that. I thought it was a cool intro. I mean, it didn't stand out as something just a computer made.
You know what's funny too is that the whole controversy with Marvel and having their VFX artists, like,
Constantly under crunch.
yeah, and then like one day they're like, "Hey, let's use AI." Everybody's like, "What?" Like,
Well,
they
see-
can't catch a break.
If you look closely, none of their hands look right.
Yeah, or their faces.
Right. None of their hands look right, and they often look like they have an extra limb. So that's how you can tell it's AI.
Yeah, why can't AI figure that part out?
Yeah, they can't do
Like-
hands. It's really weird.
It's so hard to draw.
It is.
Well, that's one of the reasons. Like that famous painting of Napoleon, where his hands in his vest.
Yeah.
It's because it's difficult to paint hands.
I love that.
So
Yeah.
Ours just
So
say F
it's
it. Like,
it must be something that transcends the human to artificial intelligence artistic rendering as an issue.
hands just don't make sense mathematically. It doesn't
Hands
work out.
down, a problem.
Ah.
You know, with that, we're farther away from Skynet than we thought. Then, they can't do hands.
That means that they
Did
can't.
they really-
They can't animate anybody to give us the finger.
All right, so Rhodey, what's up with him? Just
I mean,
tattletelling.
He's always
Right.
been a narc.
Yeah,
He's always been a narc.
No, so that actually just brings up a good point that I loved about this episode is that we're very quickly giving some screen time to some characters we have not really gotten a lot of screen time from in a long time. It's just kind of like a little reunion for all these like more grounded espionage government level characters,
Which makes me think like who we're actually going to see in the rest of the show.
right? This is all first episode,
Yeah.
so
But like,
And that-
I
and
wonder
of
what
course-
his job is in the White House.
Rhodey?
Yeah.
Oh.
was it mentioned what his job was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? He was some kind of high-ranking government official.
Forgot
wasn't
he was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, for like a scene.
Is he Secretary of Defense?
He might be.
I was wondering. It was either that or Secretary of State. I was
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, maybe he got that job once Ross became president, which we'll see in Captain America 4. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere. So yeah, Rhodey. Were you gonna say something, Jason, about Rhodey?
Narc.
Okay, cool.
It was.
All right, moving on. So we saw Amelia Clark's Gaia character show up, and we found out that they have been taking all of the scrolls to these nuclear bases in Russia that have been abandoned because they are immune to radiation. And in that base, we saw that they are essentially keeping humans on ice, which is weird. Because like once you take over their face and their mind, you really still need the body.
I don't know.
I mean, it could also be another part of their like passive behavior, not really killing people.
Hmm.
You know, it's kind of what I thought.
I don't know. Jason, wisdom?
I was thinking, kind of along the lines of what Christian was saying. I think is that if you have their information readily available, where you have to like dig deep for information, it's there instead of into their minds.
All right.
That was my only thought.
All right.
That's why I thought they were being kept there and alive and under putting data. I don't know what that's called. The
Whatever that means.
The Mind Flayer.
the mind flay. Yes, the mind
Yes.
flay. Yes.
So honestly, I don't have too many other notes from this aside from just that last little scene where they're tracking down the bombs and obviously
In the 4th of July festival.
and where were they? In
They were in Russia.
Euro.
Moscow still?
What's it called Euro something. But yeah, it was like some sort of unification festival. Or
It
something.
looked like a 4th of July festival.
So I loved this scene because it actually just kind of drove home that this is going to be a little bit more dramatic of a show because I was not really expecting them to let the bombs go off, but sure enough, the bombs went off and people died.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this is going to be a pretty dark show, it seems like, because just first episode, terrorist attack. Love it.
And it's like
Nice.
you almost could see it coming. Like they're chasing down the bags, and it was like, oh, they're empty. So we're gonna go find the people that actually have the bombs.
You know that means
JK.
the bomb's got to go off.
Yeah.
JK, boom, and to go off your 4th of July thing. It actually
Yeah,
was
daughter did daddy
bombs
dirty.
bursting in there.
Yeah, let's talk about
yeah.
that. She just straight up lied to him. God,
Right.
that's going to come back around. So,
Yeah.
right before the very big thing that Josh has kind of already ruined, we see Nick Fury following that girl with the beach ball, which was just
That we saw at the beginning.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
First of all, that beach ball, when she went behind the thing, where'd the beach ball go?
he was the beach.
He
ball.
was the beach. It was a part of him.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point, actually.
It just dropped it immediately.
No, but as Christian pointed out, all those people that he was changing into were the people he saw on the street before he got abducted, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of a cool thing that came back around.
Oh, nice. Good catch.
Yeah. Could you remember the lady that was like staring at him for a very long time, kissing that dude?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, that was one of the women.
Yeah.
Look at Christian go.
I be seeing stuff.
You do that a lot, by the way. You do that way more than the rest of us. You're pretty good at that.
Hey,
So,
I noticed-
Hey, that's his thing.
Yeah.
That is his thing. He's good at it.
He's observant.
I noticed the beach ball disappear.
I mean, yeah, I think we all did,
Yeah.
but we all didn't just call it out.
No one put effort into wondering about it.
Yeah.
We thought it was kind of a given, Corey. I mean, honestly, just
saying, where'd it go? All right, so the big cliffhangery thing, not really even cliffhanger, because it's
Yeah.
kind of
Not
like
even
a
cliffhanger.
kind of set in stone, because right after it happened, it kind of put in the credits that this was a done deal. But
Cliff Pusher.
Mariah Hill, she dead.
Dead.
Colby Smulders gone.
Special guest star, dead.
Yeah.
First episode, just take her down.
Like, what the heck?
And then, like earlier in the episode, I was discussing that like it was cool to see her actually doing other things,
Yeah.
than just being blasted around one of the ships,
Yeah.
like shooting a gun.
Been in the MCU for 10 years, probably had 10 minutes of total screen time up until this
Right.
show.
Yeah,
And it was kind of a really unceremonious exit for her.
Yeah.
So
You know.
we've established before that SHIELD agents get shot, and then we find out later they're not dead.
This seems.
Are they gonna do that, or are we thinking this is a done deal?
what about Coulson?
I think
Well, yeah. So going back to
I-
when we first met Mariah
Coulson
Hill,
got a whole TV show after he supposedly died.
Yeah.
That's true.
We forget that happened,
I don't know.
but
This,
it happened.
this one felt.
It happened to Fury.
I don't know. Yeah, as
Sure.
as you got, yeah, like as I was watching, I was like, this. I mean, it was shocking because I wasn't expecting it, but also, it didn't really feel finite. It felt like there was going to be something more there. Kind of like when Nick Fury died in Winter Soldier, you knew he was not really dead.
I don't know. I kind of felt like he was dead.
Yeah, they did that one real well.
I don't know.
I think this one stuck.
I don't know.
I think
Jason
she's
is
dead.
the king of sticking the landings when we kill our characters.
Yeah.
But then
I
again-
think that yeah.
But then again, she could have just been a scroll, and Maria Hill is just off somewhere else.
She's on a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't even know anything's happening.
Where's my shoes? I'm still wondering. Okay, so going back to who's who and who's a scroll and who's not. So are we getting the sense from way back earlier in the episode is
Excuse me.
Agent Ross, had he always been a scroll, or was this somebody impersonating him to get to Conspiracy Dude?
So that's going to be the upstanding question for the entire series. And that was one of the first questions that me and some friends started talking about when they announced this show. Is this gives you the opportunity to retcon anything that's ever happened in the
Right.
MCU.
Right. And if you will recall, this is one of the things that I was upset about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
Like you can
That this
retroactively, retroactively say, that was a scroll.
Like, oh, that really was an Iron Man.
Yeah, we've never actually seen
better
Tony
not do
Stark
that.
yet.
They better not do that.
Oh, I don't think they're that stupid.
Tony Stark died when he was 10.
Have you been watching the last year of Marvel?
I mean, but I'm with Corey, and I've liked a majority of the stuff that's come out.
Well, someone
Fair
had to.
Aside from Thor: Love and Thunder and half of Ant-Man Quantumania.
And probably like 65% of Doctor Strange.
See,
I love
Doctor
all that
Strange
one.
was
Yeah.
good.
So, when was the last time we saw Mariah Hill? Was it in Far From Home? When we found out she was a Skrull?
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say, aside from that little teaser, the last time we really saw her
Was Endgame, right?
was Endgame. And even that was just
the little.
the teaser.
Yeah.
And then she was at the end of
Unless-
Captain Marvel with the teaser. And then she was at all she's done is tease.
No,
she's a
no,
big tease.
My point was the last time we saw her was as a Skrull. So was she a Skrull this entire episode?
Oh, I get what you're saying. Our last confirmed sighting was she was a scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just took for granted that we were watching the real Mariah.
Mhm.
Mariah.
Mariah.
Agent Hill.
Maria.
Yeah.
Maria Hill.
So I don't know.
I don't know where the emphasis goes.
I don't know. We'll see. So Lots more to come. Is this a 6-episode series? Does that sound right?
Feels good.
I think I heard 6.
Yes, so this is a 6-episode series, currently just a single season. So we have 5 more of these episodes to go. They are coming out weekly. Next one drops on June 28th. So, all right, the way we are scoring this show is going to be similar to how we did some shows towards the beginning of this podcast, where we score the entire show as a whole, and we kind of just change our scores after we watch every single episode. So our scores are in flex as we watch more and more. So, after the first episode, Christian, how are you feeling about Secret Invasion?
I'll probably just because I feel like a 3 is low, but a 4 is a little bit too high for right now.
So like a 3.5.
I'm gonna go 3.7.
Okay.
What an oddly specific score.
Yes, 3.7. That feels right.
I want to go Jason next.
2.
No, not that bad, but I'm going to give it a 3. It was somewhat enjoyable, but I'm not checked out on it yet.
All right. Josh.
No, I mean, I'm thinking so like,
Intense pause.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm very big on the whole numbers. I don't like doing my decimals. But kind of like what Christian said, I don't want to be over generous or
Too critical.
yeah. I'm going to give it 3 dead hills out of 5.
Wow.
Aww.
Is that a hill you'll die on?
I was formulating a joke in my head.
Well,
And Corey?
I am giving this a full 5 out of 5. This was exactly the type of show I love. The suspense,
Perfect.
the thrill, the conspiracy.
But was there any thrill?
Yeah,
I feel like not a lot has really happened yet. I feel like the last 5 minutes had a decent amount of thrill.
there was thrill.
Now, hang
Man,
on.
the
Up to this
chase
point,
scene
up
was
to
kinda
this
thrilling.
point, I'm fine debating and going back and forth. But when we're talking about scores, it's all subjective and personal. I will not critique.
It's all about entertainment value for the
It's-
person.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I'm
right.
I'm not telling you to change your score.
I don't know. You seem to be debating
I'm
it.
saying that I think your
Just
score is
defend it.
stupid.
I could just erase your score. I that is
Again,
spreadsheet.
reminder, folks, they are brothers.
All right, that
just
brings
don't get
us to a 3 points. That's a 6.9. 3. Like it's so small. Hold on.
3 points.
Can't be a 6.9. Oh, not 6.9. Okay, I was like, what?
3.
Zoom. Enhance.
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 Oh,
Overshot.
I think it's at 3.68.
3.68. I'm not sure how that math works out, but it's a formula for you.
Christian's 3.7.
Oh yeah, you're stupid. All right.
It
Even
feels
Jason, Jason gave it a whole
It
number.
feels right to me.
All right,
It
so that
feels
wraps
right.
us up for our reaction video for the
All
first
right.
episode of Secret Invasion Resurrection. Be sure. Oh, actually, no. Live on this podcast, I'm going to ask you guys, do you want to keep watching it every week and do the day of reaction video? Do you think it's worthwhile? Do you think it's worthy of our time to do this? Quick turnaround.
I'll give it a second episode.
I was going to say, I'll
Yeah.
give it one more week.
Yeah.
And if we're having difficulty after that.
Which is funny because all the early press reviews are saying the first 2 episodes are hard to get through. And then once it gets past that, it gets better.
And
All right, I'll give it 3 episodes.
I really
I'll give it
disagree with a lot of those people that say that, those kind of things. Like people, obviously people said like the first season of The Office was hard to get through. It was. But I
well,
enjoyed
okay.
some of it.
Poor choice of words on my part. They didn't say hard to get through. It says just kind of boring. But all right, that wraps us up. Be sure to stay tuned for other content coming out on our channel. Tomorrow we have our episode 2 of season 2 review of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, and then we will be resuming our podcast episodes next Tuesday with episode number 62. And we have a geek dive coming out for the first time in months. about some Flash questions that we want to talk about and discuss and debate. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming out, I believe, on Monday. We'll see if we can stick to that. So lots of stuff coming out. And then be sure to come back next Thursday for more Secret Invasion reactions. In the meantime, stay nerdy.